Hi, I'm Joseph Spear. I play tennis here at UBC of British Columbia. My journey with tennis began, I was about maybe 8 years old. I was just trying out different sports to see really what I liked, and I think that tennis really clicked for me. And I started off kind of casually, but I think when I was about maybe 10 or 11, I started to compete in tournaments, and it kind of took over my life. I don't know. I think throughout my kind of junior career, in middle school and high school, tennis was really most of what I was doing. I was training, 5 to 6 days a week, competing in tournaments almost every single weekend. Um, and yeah, it just got to a point where, I was able to like make nationals and compete and represent Ontario, which is where I'm from Toronto. And I had just some really great times with that. It depends in practice whether practice compared to tournaments. I think maybe when I was more of a junior, I was definitely more defensive, but I think in practice you're a lot looser, and that's where I can play more aggressive, which I feel like is more my style. But I find that with nerves and everything that comes with match play, I sometimes tend to play a bit more defensive, but I feel like um, I'm a good counterpuncher, and I think I can kind of thrive in those situations. So that's how I describe my game. Even though I have a poster of Federer back there, Rafael Nadal has been my idol since I was a kid. I mean, he still is. I just like recently watched the documentary they did with Netflix, and yeah, I don't know. I think everything about Rafa, his mentality, is just something I've learned a lot from, and I just want to carry through my entire life, whether it's with tennis, or whatever I end up doing professionally with my life. I think he's inspired so many people, including myself. I grew up in Toronto and I love Toronto. I think it's still my favorite city in Canada, actually. Even though I absolutely love Vancouver. I think it just got to a point I've been here. I went, grew up in Toronto all my life, and I felt like university was a good opportunity to maybe try out a different city and experience something else. And I actually didn't know all too much about Vancouver when I went into it, but I knew it was kind of another big city in Canada. I heard so many great things about it, and about the people there. And I want to really experience it for myself. And that's why I chose UBC. I kind of went in a bit blinded. I didn't really know much. I actually didn't even visit the university before I went. I just committed. But honestly, was the best decision I could have ever made because I've made some of my closest friends there, including these guys on the team who I really consider a second family. The team culture, I think, is what really, really sets us apart from any other team. Before matches, after matches, we have a big chant, and I mean, the word family is in it every single time, and I think that is just so accurate to describe what we are. We really collectively see ourselves as a family, and we're really, really close. We kind of always have to band together and kind of find a way to fundraise, get our court time, our balls, our, merch, and just find a way to get ourselves and every single team member to nationals, which costs a lot. So I think it means so much more to us when we actually do well. And I think when we're competing against other teams, they can feel the culture from us because I mean every single guy on the team is there. We always stress the importance of that, and yeah, I think we're almost obnoxious sometimes in how we cheer, and we can get on the nerves of some of the other teams. But I think it really helps us, and yeah, I mean just being a player on the court, you really feel the energy. For me specifically, I mean it was just such an amazing moment. I was someone who was for many years on the bench for the team, and this was actually the first year I got to compete on the team and be on the lineup. So I was really grateful that, Barack, David, Graham, Isaac, Max gave me like the opportunity and to represent the team this year. But it really couldn't have gone better for me. I mean, I had the opportunity to clinch the semis and the finals, which was just like probably one of the biggest highlights of my tennis career. It was really, really a great moment. And I think because we're so close to the team, they made that feel even more special. So we played really well. It was great. I mean, everything kind of clicked, and a lot of the guys were working really hard before, and I think that showed when we competed. When I was in the finals, and everyone was kind of watching my court because I was going to be the match that was going to clinch it for us, and it was really tight. It was 5-4. It was deuce. Obviously, we do sudden death and deuce, so it really could have gone either way, and I was feeling really, really nervous. I know my opponent was too. And I just hit like a great serve. He missed the return, which I was really relieved about. And I won, and all my teammates kind of rushed towards me, and yeah, it was just, I mean, what more can you ask for? It was a great moment. I was definitely playing maybe more conservative tennis in those points, but I think you have to do that sometimes. You have to just make every ball and make the other player, hit like way more balls than the other player, no matter what, get to everything. And I don't know, I just think, again, I kind of like feel that my teammates were always there supporting me on my court. They knew it was my first time competing, so I felt like they were not giving me like special treatment, but I felt like they were always just making a great effort to be on my court and support me. And I just didn't want to let them down, So I feel like that helped me a lot in those situations. I think when I started on the team, to be honest, I wasn't taking it all that serious. I kind of came into it. I wasn't really showing up to many practices. I wasn't putting in the work, and I'm a big believer that if you put in hard work, you're going to see results. If you don't, then, I mean, nothing's really going to happen for you. But I think that really what changed for me is on my first year on the team, we actually won the 2024 championships. And I think seeing these guys compete on the court, the energy, I think it's more just like how much they cared. I can see how much they cared about it. And it really inspired me. And that was something I told them after this nationals is it really, really inspired me to want to play on the lineup and have the moment that they had. So I think after that, I just really was showing up. I was showing up to practices. I was playing. I was keeping up with my level, which I know I had after all the years I had in juniors. And that was it. I think obviously I was just getting more comfortable with match play. I think that was a big thing, especially leading up to nationals, just playing as many matches as I can so I can kind of be calm in a situation like nationals. And yeah, I think that my match play has gone way better, just handling nerves. And during the regular season, we typically have 3 to 4 practices per week. And we'll have a lot of guys that will join at least before we have our practice to go on a run, just to keep up with our cardio, which is, I think, arguably one of the most important things in tennis. There's so much running, a lot of quick movements, and it's really important that everyone stays in shape. That was kind of one thing leading up to nationals that I think Graham was telling everyone, was like, it's fine if you lose, but the worst reason to lose is if you're out of shape, because that means you didn't even give yourself a chance in the first place. So I think that really stuck with us, and I think everyone was really adamant on going on these runs and keeping up with their cardio. So we do that, and then obviously we have our main practice, which is about 2 hours. And then, I mean, we'll obviously have like a team meeting sometimes afterwards just to discuss kind of like what we need to improve on going forward, what the kind of next weeks will look like in terms of specific training within the 2-hour practice. And that really does change depending on what time in the season we are, right? I mean, if we're leading up to when we'll be playing Westerns against, University of Alberta, we'll be getting so much match play in. But if it's earlier in the season, then, we'll maybe do more drills and maybe some fun games even, It is for fun at the end of the day. So I think having those practices is good, and it keeps up with team morale. I'm going into my last year now. I wanted to just get back to the team. This is my first year that I'm taking a leadership role. I'm handling the finances. I have a bit of a background in business at UBC, so I kind of wanted to help the team out with that. And I think I just, again, want to show up to as many practices as I can. It is my last year. It's going to be my last time playing on a university team. So I really want to make the most of it and hang out with the guys as much as possible, because I think after that, everyone goes in different directions in life. So I think you just want to stay in the moment and enjoy your time while it lasts. I would just hope that the team culture stays. I really think that's been the biggest difference for us. I hope the chant doesn't change. I hope we're always yelling family at the end of every single chant before our matches, because it's a really close-knit team, and I just hope that doesn't change once I leave. I think, again, I keep going back to this, but it's very important that you stay close with the team. I think that it makes a big difference. So I think if you're on a team, whatever sport it is, and you don't really feel like people are making an effort, I think you've got to be the one that maybe starts that. You got to be the leader, I guess, and get people together, have more casual nights out maybe with your teammates, and really get to know them. I think that would be my biggest advice. And obviously, just if you're going to join the team, show up. That's what I would tell my younger self, at least. Just, you're on this team, you know, be proud to be on it and show up and be there for the guys, you know? That would be the one thing I would tell people.